first time I've recorded a video in this group, but I didn't know how else I could explain about this topic I'm going to talk about without me sharing my screen with you. So this is totally new to me. I've just downloaded this software on my computer, so if things go wrong, bear with me. This week there's been some big news regarding Google hotel ads, and everybody that is with Vivo, they will have got an email explaining that now they are working with Google for their new hotel ads scheme. So I really wanted to talk about this because it's going to be a big game changer as far as the online travel agencies like your Booking.coms and your Expedias and what Google are doing. So I'm going to share my screen with you. This video should take no more than 5-10 minutes, but it could mean a massive boost in profits for your hospitality business if you choose to do this. So bear with me, I'll show it all, I'll explain it all, and if you've got any questions, just comment below or just get in touch. So let's begin. I've got a slideshow. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you some examples, but what I want to do is just explain what Google Hotel Ads is in simple terms. There's so many blogs and pieces out there, but it gets really complicated when they start talking about RevPAR and all these words that I don't understand. So what I wanted to do is just explain it in simple terms so you can make an informed decision whether it's right for your property. So what is Google Hotel Ads? Quite simply, as we all know, when a guest comes and stays at our property and we ask them, how did you find us? 9 out of 10 times they'll just say, oh, Google. Now it's quite a generic answer. It doesn't really help in terms of you knowing which directory or listing or if your website's working. They just say Google. And the reason why is that 9 out of 10 of them are starting their search on Google, whether it's on their phones, on their tablets, or on their desktop. And as this slide shows, the travel industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry right now. Places like Booking.com and Expedia and TripAdvisor and Trivago now spend so much money getting to the top of a Google search. So because they know that when a customer is starting their search for a property, whether it's a generic search term like hotels in London or a specific search term as in I want to stay at a Premier Inn in York, these OTAs know that if they get in the customer's eye line, then they're more likely to buy from them. It's like in a supermarket, the companies or the products pay Tesco. Whoever spends them the most money will get the product in the eye line because that's where we know where we're shopping. So if you see a product right in front of you, you're more likely to buy than if it's at the top of the shelf or at the bottom of the shelf. And this is exactly what the OTAs, TripAdvisor, etc. are doing with Google. And they spend loads of money doing it, and they get a massive return of investment. Last year, Google realized this, and they've totally changed their search platform to get in on the act. And this is what I'm going to show you now. Since it was launched last year, it's mostly been done in the States, and it's been reserved for chains and OTAs, and I'll show and I'll explain that in a second. But very recently, it's been opened up to small independent properties like you and me, and this is big, and I just want to show and I want to explain it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a Google search. Okay, so this is what everybody will see, whether it's me booking a hotel now or one of your potential guests booking a hotel. So this, I'm going to start off with a generic search. So a generic search is someone's come in and typed in hotels in Manchester. So as you can see right at the very top where it says ad, this is Booking.com buying the ad space here, so it's right at the very top. Now before, this map wasn't here. So someone does a search, you'll have the ad space, and then the map would have usually in the past appeared here or lower down. These are the organic search results. And as you can see down now, the organic search results are being pushed further and further down. And, you know, there's not one independent property that has got their spot here. You know, it's all chains and chains and chains and chains, or Booking.com or Trivago. But what they're doing is they're pushing it up here into the map section, and they've changed the search results so that guests can actually check availability in the map. So this is really big. So for example, if someone was looking for a stay on Bank Holiday Monday, checking out on Tuesday, you can see that the search results are appearing here. And what Google Hotel Ads does is it puts you higher up, your property higher up in these search results. So for example, let's have a little click in here. This is a generic search, don't forget. So I'm basically basing it where the customer doesn't have an idea yet on where they want to stay. So you can see here it says add an ad. So this is obviously a big chain, the Manchester Marriott, Victoria and Albert Hotel, and they've got the ad right here. So this property is using the Google Hotel Ads because it's appearing higher in the search terms here. So you search result, first result, the guest will click it. Why would a guest click? There's a number of reasons why. So as you can see, this hotel card pops up. So first thing you notice is the name, the reviews, the telephone number, the address. You can click on the website if you want. You can get directions. But this is the new bit here. Guests can check on availability and they can go and book. Now, before Google allowed chains and independent properties to get involved in this, you'd only see this. Expedia, hotels, Booking.com. Now, they're never going to take these guys away because obviously they spend a lot of ad money to be in this spot. But now they're giving us the opportunity to be in here as well. So you can see in here, official website. So just ignore for a second that Marriott's a big chain and just imagine your property, your direct website being in here. And this has never been allowed before. So this is still, people are on a Google search, and we know that, you know, 9 out of 10 of all of our guests that are staying with us, new guests, start a search on Google. And more and more people now are using Google as their place to not only start their search, but to complete their hotel booking. So with this here, you click on this and it will take you to the property's website to complete a booking. So that is a generic search, and that's how Google Hotel Ads appears on a Google search result. Now it also works for specific search terms as well. So as you can see, the Marriott direct booking page is coming up here. So I've done I know that Premier Inn a Google Hotel Ad partner, and I haven't got any independent properties to show you as an example because I don't know of any yet that are doing it, but I've got the Premier Inn example here. So this is a guest who is wanting to stay obviously in York, and they're wanting to stay at a Premier Inn for whatever reason. All right, so they've typed in a specific search term. So just imagine for a second, vision that they've typed in your property name in the town, whether that's Scarborough or Whitby or Sheffield, wherever. Okay, so on the search results still, you've got the Premier Inn. Now Premier Inn are obviously paying for the ad space as well, but what you'll notice, and if you've done a Google search before, the ad spot up here may also have, you know, a Booking.com because they'll be trying to buy that ad space. But you've got these properties here in the maps. So even if still a guest is specifically putting your details in, they will still go into this area to have a look on availability. And if people are clicking on these hotel cards, they get your official site. Now don't forget that in the past, this wouldn't be here. You've got properties on here, even if when they type in a generic search term, that the OTAs can be bidding to have this spot available here. So it works on two ways, generic and a specific search term. So this is where Google Ads shows. So it's in the organic search, on the maps, on the hotel cards, and you will already, if you've got a Google business listing, your property will show up here. So let's give an example of what's happening at present. So I'll do this. Just done a quick Google search, and this is a specific search for the granary in Scarborough. Okay, so as you can see, the Google map has appeared here, and people can check availability. But compared to Premier Inn, who are doing Google hotel ads, or the Marriott, which are doing Google hotel ads, obviously the granary, we're not doing it yet. So instead of our listing appearing in here, our website, sorry, appearing in this section where so many people are checking, you've got booking.com, you've got hotels.com, Expedia and Kayak. So a guest will be clicking on here, going through to our booking.com page, doing the booking via booking.com, because these OTAs are very clever. You know, I've done lots of posts on this. Once they get you onto their site, they give you all the fear of loss, and they make sure that people book on their page. So as you can see here, fear of loss, only one room left on our site, value deal, pop-ups with adverts and on all sorts in social proof with the latest ratings. So this is how they're clever. So they get you on their site and they make a booking, and then you've got to pay between 15 and 20% of that commission cost. So even though a guest has started a search with a specific search term of the granary Scarborough, so many of them are still getting drawn into the OTAs. So this is what the Google hotel ads will stop, is it will stop people going through to these OTAs, and it will drive more people to your website. So let's go back to this. There's two types of payment with Google hotel ads. There's pay-per-click and there is commission. So pay-per-click, it started off as pay-per-click. So what does that mean? If anybody's ever done a Google advertisement before, a standard one, or a Facebook advertisement, is you set up an ads campaign and then you do not get charged until someone clicks onto your website, which is great. It can be costly if set up the wrong way, but you've got a lower spend. Commission is a new thing that they've been trialing for the last couple of months, and anybody who got the Avivo email at the start of the week know that they are going to not do pay-per-click, they're going to do a commission. So they basically, Google and Avivo have worked out a rate between themselves where, for example, Google will charge Avivo 10% and Avivo will pocket 2% of every booking that comes in. So Avivo say they're going to charge between 12 and 14%, depends on who you speak to at Avivo, for every booking that comes in. So it doesn't matter how many times someone clicks onto your ad, you will only get charged when a booking is made. So a big thing that I've heard this week from chatting to hospitality owners is, does that make Google now an OTA? The answer is quite simple, yes and no. So you get all the benefit of being on an OTA, so you get the increased visibility, more people seeing your property, but the main difference is that the guest, once they create that booking, is yours. So the whole point of Google hotel ads is not to drive people to a booking.com, they're going to drive them to your website's booking system. So when a booking is completed, there's no additional commission to pay, but you only have to pay the commission to Google, which is 15%, but you don't have the hassle of having to deal with a third party. This for me is one of the big reasons why you should be getting on board with this. The guest is yours, so you can take payment straight away. The cancellation policy is yours. You've got the guest's proper email address, so it's not a masked one from booking.com. You've got the address details, so for future marketing. And the main thing, as you can see here, no call centers. You know, the guest is yours. You've got all the details. You deal directly with that guest. That is why I think it's a really big one. Is it just available to Avivo customers? No. There are lots of to work with Google. You've got to be a partner with them. So me at Boostly, I couldn't go to them and just say, right, I want to do Google hotel ads for one of my clients. You've got to be a recognized partner. And There's lots of them out there. Avivo are clever because they've got on board straight away. If you're with Free to Book, they don't currently do it at the moment. If you work with there's high level software, there's Little Hotelier. None of them are working with Google Ads yet. From the discussions I've had with a few of them, they are looking at it, but Avivo have jumped the gun, which is a big move by them. So if you are an Avivo customer, you got that email this week, I 100% would be looking to sign up for it, because it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks to come into place anyway. So you might as well get on board now while it's quick, and while they're offering this service at a lower commission rate. Because in my opinion, if this takes off, they're just going to slowly increase the commission rate. So you might as well get on board now while it is still only 12%. At the end of the day, Google Hotel Ads is massive. There's already been reports showing that the return of investment is outgrowing any other new thing that's launching at the moment, whether it's Trivago or whatever. Guests and the public are doing more bookings, whether it's a flight or a hotel booking, via Google, so they aren't relying so much on the OTAs, and this is working, so it's here to stay. And at the end of the day, all of the OTAs are advertising already in Google Ads, hotel ads, so you need to have your property in there. Otherwise, you're losing more direct bookings. And as somebody pointed out to me this week, 85% of a booking is better than no bookings at all, which is a great way to look at the commission structure. You still get the guest, and instead of paying a pay per click, you don't pay Google until a booking is made. So I hope that has explained it a lot easier, simplistic terms. If you want to find out more, that's my email address, that's my phone number, give me a call. If you want help with Avivo, if you want help with knowing more about the different hotel ads partners, because there are a few out there that can, even if you're not with Avivo but you want to get on board now, there are companies out there that I know of that can do this. I'm going to look to get all of my properties and clients on Google Hotel Ads. So if you want the help and advice on how to do this, then get in touch. Today is the 26th of May. In a month's time, this might be rolled out. In a week's time, this could be rolled out to everybody. But I want to explain this now for you. Hope I make sense. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more of these types of videos, let me know, and I will do them. But have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon.